Minnesota QB, 220 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. After the game, Cousins said he relied on his teammates and was just part of the big victory for his team. The win was Cousins' first against the Cowboys since the 2015 season when he was still with the Redskins. And yeah, Skip, I know you know that one. Shannon, what letter grade would you give Cousins?
He gets an A because he carried out the game plan perfectly. You can't ask any more of Kirk Cousins. And I felt if they can run the football, and they ran it to the tune of 36 times for $153, 4.3 a carry. And then allow him to play action. Because, Skip, he's very good at play action. They did a great job of slowing the pass rush down by running screens, by running a lot of role plays. So now they start one way, and here they come back the other way. The defense got to start and start and try and chase him down. He made plays in the red zone. If they kick field goals, Skip, they lose this game. It doesn't matter. You go up and down the field. If you kick field goals, normally when you kick field goals, you kick threes, you lose. You get tubs, you win. And he got there, he cashed in. And look, the Vikings don't need Cousins to throw for 400 yards, Skip. They just need him not to put the ball in harm's way. They're good enough to be able to run the football, minimize Cousins' ability to put the ball in harm's way. They play good enough defense. They're not great. Their secondary is not nothing to write home about. You're like, whoa, man, they loaded that. No. But they can get after you now. Now, they put pressure on Dak. That's a good offensive line, Skip. Collins and Ty Smith and Martin and Frederick.
I don't know. They don't play that way all the time.
Not all the time. Not all the time. But that's a fearsome. That's a fearsome foursome, Skip. I mean, they proper people leaders. That's what they call their front line. But they can get after the quarterback. Hunter and Griffin, those guys can chase the quarterback. They're good. But Skip, on third down, he converted 7 of them with his arms. 9 of 14, and he threw the ball exceptional. So when you go on the road, we're going to protect the football. Skip, there's not a whole lot of guesswork. Because like I said, I know offensive, the guy that's in charge now, he doesn't call the plays. Gary Kubiak. Skip, I know. He's like, there's not a whole lot of checks. Because, Skip, you don't want a whole lot of pre-snap penalties. You don't want any false starts. You don't want to, I didn't hear, what did he check it to? You see, they get up to the line of scrimmage, they run the play. Whatever we call, we're going to run. And we're probably going to go on first down. Because you don't be trying to draw them out, all that, Skip. No. We don't want to get the crowd into it. We want to keep the crowd out of it. Skip, you got to give him an A because of the way he executed the game plan. Everything Mike Zimmer asked him to do, he did it, and he did it with flying colors. So I'm going to give him an A.
You don't have to give him an A.
You got to.
I'm going to give him a B.
Why you going to give him a B? He won.
The best thing he did was what he didn't do. He didn't turn the ball over. I will give you that. Otherwise, not impressed.
What?
His leading receiver by more than double was the running back.
Yes.
So there's a lot of screen passing.
Yes.
There's a lot of little check downs.
Yes.
7 catches for 86 yards went to Dalvin Cook.
Yes.
And he had by far the best running back on the field. Again, this game to me boiled down to Minnesota had Dalvin Cook and Dallas did not have Dalvin Cook. It was as simple as that. But again, he caught 86 yards worth of passes and he ran for 97. It's hard to beat that. And again, I give you Gary Kubiak scheming. They put him in exactly the right places not to do the worst thing.
Yep.
And I agree with you. It didn't look like the same Kirk Cousins I used to
that you used to love.
I used to love to play against him because he went 1-6 against my Dallas Cowboys, arch rivals, and beat only Kellen Moore, who was last night's offensive coordinator. Dak was 4-0 against him. But again, he didn't have Dalvin Cook in Washington.
No.
He didn't have that defense in Washington. He didn't even have Rudolph in Washington because Rudolph is a big, strong man.
Well, he had Reed, but Reed couldn't stay healthy. He's out again, Skip, with a concussion issue, so his career is in jeopardy.
And yet Rudolph said after the game that he wasn't sure. He said, I'm going to have to ask Kirk, was he trying to throw it away on the one-handed catch play? Because it might have been the old Joe Montana, I'm trying to throw it in the third row, and Dwight...
The catch. In Old Candlestick Park,
It looked good, though.
Okay, it looked good, and he did some kind of
weird... And he jumped it. You saw that?
He did a Mahomes pirouette, you know?
That's what Mahomes, that's his impact on the game.
Maybe.
He got first Cousins throwing jump TD passes.
Yeah. Well, I think he might have been trying to jump and throw it in the first row at least, and Rudolph one hand caught it. And I give you that, and he hit him another couple times for big plays for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah. Oh, you see him? He mossed the Woozier.
Oh, yeah.
And then spin the ball in front of him, man. You got what?
What's Awuzie, like
I don't know.
5'11"? I think he's 5'11".
We'll get out of there. Get him up under the rim.
I loved it.
Hold on.
He looked like he was half a Rudolph.
Skip, you can't get caught up under the rim when somebody flushes on you and says, well, I'm only 6'3". No.
Yeah. I think that would have been a Jeff Heath play, but he got hurt in the first quarter and was gone for the rest of the game. So Awuzie winds up on Rudolph. How tall is Rudolph? 6'6"?
Huge.
You know, he is a huge man. He is a towering. Yeah.
Had his elbow on his head.
Yep. Okay, I will give you that. So, what did I see from Kirk Cousins? I saw one downfield completion the whole night. And how did it happen? It was to Diggs. And it was a crucial play because my quarterback had just brought them back to 14-all. There's not much time left in the first half. And what happens if we could see this? He just throws it. I don't know what he did. He just threw a duck. It was like a Kirk Cousins duck, and it was so bad and so short. This wasn't even a back shoulder attempt. This is just a bad throw. And Diggs comes all the way back behind the DB to catch it off the carpet. And at first they ruled it incomplete.
You know that man caught the ball, and Diggs looked at him. You know I caught it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And another woozy play.
Oh, that's old Woozy. He a doozy.
And Woozy doozied all over him. He was in perfect position, and Diggs just shoved him aside and went back for the ball. And if you want to argue that was a great throw by Kirk Cousins, be my guest. Because that was his only downfield pass of the whole night, which is why I'm going to give him a B.
No, Skip.
Because I saw him against, you know, who do we see him? Green Bay or Philly. How about Philly?
Right.
He was just throwing rocket bombs, right?
But the difference is, Skip, he was at home. He could control the crowd as opposed to being on the road. So what you want to do when you're on the road, you go to Kansas City, you go to Pittsburgh, where they can get after the quarterback. The one thing you don't want to do is get caught with the ball in your hand. And too many teams, Skip, they make the mistake. Oh, they're getting all this. We're going to have all these checks, and we'll have all these audibles and spread the formation. If you see late in the ball game, they went 22 personnel. Too tight running back. Like, we can run the ball down your throat. Now what you going to do about it?
They did.
Did it to them.
Yeah, and it reminded me a little bit of the playoff game out here at the Coliseum. Because the Rams just said, we're just going to run it down your throat. And it hid Jared Goff in that game, but he was not hidden in the Super Bowl, and he was not hidden at Pittsburgh yesterday because he is getting exposed. But when they could run all over my defense in the playoff game right out of the blocks, right? Remember what happened?
Well, the thing is, Skip, if you don't believe the quarterback is as good as people are projecting him to be, you take away his run. And what you've seen from Todd Gurley, and Todd doesn't look like the same guy. The Rams can't run the ball with conviction like they could. Remember, Todd Gurley was leading the league in rushing, and then he came up with this injury, and they brought in C.J. Anderson. What's happening is they can't run the football. So now teams are like, no, we want Jared Goff to have the ball. We're just not going to let Todd Gurley run the football. So last night, Dallas did not take Dalvin Cook or the running game away. So Kirk didn't have to force the ball down the field. Skip, if you look at it, you see Dalvin Cook had 7 catches. Irv Smith, the second tight end, had 5 catches. Kyle Rudolph had 4 catches.
Everything just dink and dunk underneath. Well, okay, we'll give you that. You can have 6 yards. You can have 6 yards.
Easy throws. He doesn't have to put the ball in harm's way, and we come out of here with a victory. They feeling real good about themselves.
So he threw for a grand total, Kirk Cousins did, of 220 yards, but wait a second, 86 goes to the running back.
134 came from running back.
27 goes on the duck pass to Diggs, right? So it's like he threw for just over 100 yards. He didn't do much damage. But the point is on Kirk Cousins, when you have him is when you jump out 14-0 and you dictate to him. That's when he turns into the underconfident overachiever.
Well, they never put him in. They never put him in a situation, Skip. They got no pressure to him early. Now, if you can get to him early, Skip, even if you don't jump out to a big lead, you get to him and you hit him early a couple of times. It's hard for him to fight through it like we've seen other quarterbacks fight through it. But they let him get comfortable.
He has much of a quarterback backbone because we saw again and again he would unravel at Washington over the last 2 years. He's often unraveled against good teams, you know, plus 500 teams. He hadn't beaten one.
He's like 2 and something. He's like 2 and 8.
Well, I think it's worse than that, actually.
It was pretty bad.
He's like, he might be 2. Yeah, he might be 2 and 8 because he's won like 12 games. Total, but most of the games are coming against 5.
Last 2 years, Minnesota was 0-9-1 against teams above 500. Okay? So if you jump out and put him in a jeopardy position where he's got to take the game over, if you, so to speak, put the ball in his hands, okay.
Well, that's what you got to do. You got to take Dalvin Cook away. You got to put them in a situation, Skip, where if you run the ball, you're going to run out of time trying to catch up. We need you just to throw. Well, they didn't put him in that situation because now all of a sudden you let them get a 14-0 lead. So now we can still run the ball and Skip, and we can still throw the screens because they ran the screen all night. I mean, a team that run this many screens in a ball game, maybe 1 or 2, but they might have had 4.
And then it got so bad that Jalen Smith actually had to hold Dalvin on one screen because he's like, I got to tackle you before you catch the ball because that's the only way we can stop you.
But the thing of what makes Dallas, Skip, is that when you have a defensive line like Dallas that will track the football, you use that against them. They're hyper-aggressive, ultra-aggressive. So they're going to chase the football. So when the quarterback goes one way, here they come. And guess what? Cousins just roll up, boom, back the other way. And
so if you told me that contributed to the quarterback getting sacked 6 times, I'd say, okay, I'll live with that.
Right.
Robert Quinn got him once, and that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
And that was a block. That was a missed assignment. I don't know what Reef was thinking. Hold on, dude. You're going to turn down and turn that guy loose?
Correct. Correct. So, in the end, he won. So now he's 1-4 against Dak Prescott. And if Dak Prescott's coach had kept the ball
don't do that, Skip. Don't do this.
It would still be 0-5.
Why are you doing this to this man? Let this man have his moment.
Well, my man didn't have his moment.
Hey, he didn't because Kirk beat him, and I told you it was going to happen.
No, Jason Garrett.
Don't do this, Skip. See, you see what you do? You see what you do, Skip? Why do you do that all the time? When the Cowboys, instead of just saying, you know what, we lost. We lost to a better team last night.
I told you.
No.
I overrated my defense. I way overrated my running back.
You overrated your offense also.
I underrated my quarterback.
No, you didn't overrate him. He what I thought he had. Hey, good when he get behind. Let me ask you a question. How was he looking when he had 0-0? How did he look when he said nothing? It wasn't until he got behind.
I told you, Jason Witten dropped a pass. Amari Cooper fell down on a route. Those are the 2 third downs.
First cousin doing this without feeling. I know feeling.
I know. You hadn't even brought it up.
Adam Thielen.
You know what? I actually think that was a break for him because I think it gives him too many options where his brain explodes. Like, do I throw it to him or do I throw it to him? I don't know. Do I throw which one do I want to keep happening?
Whichever one was open.
It's like an Odell Jarvis thing in Cleveland.
Just imagine, Skip. Just imagine if Amari hadn't played last night, the kind of shape y'all would have been in.
Well, then there's no way.
And that old first cousin did that.
Bottom line, just for the viewers at home, Dak Prescott had a QBR of 88 in this game. Kirk Cousins had a 68 in this game.
And Dak came to my restaurant this morning and got Bananas Foster's ale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dak out QBR'd him by 20 points.
He lost the game. Skip, why you do that? So let me ask you a question. Would you rather have a guy throw for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns or a guy that throws for 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, and catch that ale?
That's an incomplete scenario because if the quarterback got the ball in his hands for the last 3 plays, it mattered.
He did. He had the ball in his hand the first 3 drives of the game and got 0.
Drop, fall down. Okay? Thank you.
Good news.
Cousins outplayed it. We just leave it at that.
Outplayed him.
Are you
got
kidding
the win
me?
in prime time.
It wasn't even close.
Finally got it done. You know what? I appreciate the B, though, Skip. I thought that was better than what I expected. I am going to go with A++. But we got to give a grade for Dak. What does he get for his performance last night? Have we talked about his warm-up yet? Maybe we'll discuss next.
This is HM2 O'Donnell reporting live from beautiful sunny Afghanistan. Just want to say hi to my family back home. Mom, my sister, I love you guys. I miss you guys. I'll be home soon. But in the meantime, let's go Niners. Win that Super Bowl, baby.
We made USAA insurance for members like Kate.